a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
No case for this one. The VHS tape itself is also in rough shape. Fingers crossed it plays. We press play and it does. The intro glitches as the tape fights for life to correct itself, but we get there. We have Walt Disney cartoon classics nuts about Chip and Dale. Mickey introduces them as 2 clowns. Chip and Dale. Wow, welcome to your video, you chipmunk b****. First up, 2 chips and a missus. What? We start in Hollywood and in a tree outside of Hollywood. That's where Chip and Dale live, and they wear their Hugh Hefner robes, rest in peace. They go to bed, but Chip has a love letter from Clarice. He reads it over and over, and he's so wound up he can't sleep. So, I mean, now it's time. He's just got it. Come on, I was gonna say meet up with his lady friend. He gets dressed up, and the narrator says this.
You gay dog, you.
Dale, has the same note from Clarice and also gets dressed up. Both chipmunks end up at Clarice's door at the same time and bicker and fight for her attention. Like they're actually fighting each other, like punching each other in the face, while she stands there and giggles and loves this. Then she gets called to the stage and she's singing in a tight blue dress, and C and D are going nuts. It ends when they both go to kiss her and she ducks, and the 2 men kiss each other by accident and she winks at the camera. No! After that, we go to Pluto and Food for Feuding. Chip and Dale are collecting nuts. They fill a tree with their nuts. Chip and Dale stick their nuts in a tree, then Pluto comes and tries sticking his bone in the same tree, but Pluto's bone won't fit in the tree because Chip and Dale's nuts are already in the tree, so Pluto just forces his bone in there and their nuts go flying out and roll down the hill into Pluto's doghouse, where they go to retrieve them. Then it hits the fan. Pluto starts raging. Chip and Dale hide in a pair of gloves and start massaging Pluto. And being massaged by a sentient amputated appendage is actually fascinatingly terrifying. Then they're playing ball with Pluto, and this part where they're inside the gloves seems to be the majority of this cartoon. That's messed up. This was the premise. It ends when they tie Pluto up with the gloves, but then Chip and Dale start slapping hands and high-five each other. Then they get their own hands stuck together and everyone laughs. Mickey pops up between cartoons and is reading my mind because he goes, "Is it over?" It is not. He pitches to a Donald Duck cartoon, Trailer Horn. Chip and Dale are asleep in their tree and the sunshine shines in and wakes up Chip, who does some parkour and sees a giant duck footprint outside. So he runs back to get Dale. He just shakes the tree and a sleeping Dale falls out like 10 stories and smashes on the ground. Could you imagine? All right, him up, I'm awake. They follow the duck prince and they find Donald asleep in his house. So they go to his car and start honking his horn. Why? What did I miss? Donald grabs Dale and squeezes him in his fist. I'm like, yeah. Chip bites Donald and he drops Dale, and Donald stomps back inside and goes about his business. He has this homemade diving board into his pond, and Chip and Dale keep f***ing with this guy for no reason. They turn his diving board around so he jumps off and lands on the ground instead of the water. He nabs the jerk chipmunks and he throws them against a tree and laughs. And throwing them against a tree was actually a pretty funny visual in like a shocking way. But that's not the end, so they start throwing pine cones from above into his coffee and on his head, and my daughter thinks that is hilarious. Then Donald comes absolutely unglued, rightfully so. He starts ramming his car into their tree over and over. The car ends up being slingshotted against the side of a mountain, and that's it. Fade to black, the circle fade to black, 1989 cartoon classics, and then they run a scrolling list of all the other VHS tapes you should bug your mom to buy, and wow. That was it. It was like 15-minute tape.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance